Hey everyone, welcome to CSR Main. Today we have another Z2R Randomizer Max Rando Tournament. It's winners bracket round 3 match here between PKT Patrick and WillardJBradley. I'm starting with me on comms, Zelda. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just great. The sun is shining. The at least a little bit still. The weather's good, and we've got what should be a good match here. WillardJBradley and Patrick. Uh, both doing quite well in this tournament, and I think it should be a pretty close match.
Yeah, it should be an interesting one too. Like this is winter semifinals. Patrick is still a newer player to Rando. Turned up towards the near the I think beginning of Swiss last of a standard last year. Willard's been around for some time, but hasn't really participated much in tournaments. This is his first run, at least in the last couple of years, and they've both had really strong runs through here, so this should be fun. Patrick is also the defending Naburu Invitational champion.
Yeah, just taking a quick glance at the bracket here. WillardJBradley beating Mirai to advance to this point. That's a really big upset. So, and then Patrick having beaten TAH. It's a tough bracket. All the players in the bracket stage are, I would say, very strong.
Yep, and they should be off here, very shortly because I just hit the start button for those two. Yeah, this is a tough one, and there's no easy matchups left in brackets. The winner of this gets clunked with Trails, the loser of this gets clunked with Cooper.
Yeah, and man, the losers bracket, even the losers bracket here, basically just all sharks. It's gonna be all tough matches from here on out.
Oh, for sure. We've should be and as far as chat asking what flags they've got today, no community rooms. Yay!
Yeah, I mean, community rooms are a thing we've been playing with for a long time, but not having community rooms really changes the way you route these dungeons. And hopefully, we've got. I don't know how much either of these two runners know the logical differences, but it should be interesting. So we've got a lot of stuff to start. Key, raft, flute, hammer is going to be very helpful for a Vanilla West.
Yep, it's also 4 lives, 4 hearts, 5 gems. They did start with the thunder and fire spells as well, though neither are presently castable. We might be here for a little bit because we've got a straight Vanilla West today.
Yeah, thankfully, having hammer and raft usually makes the Vanilla West not nearly as trolly and segmented as it can be.
Oh man, yesterday's tournament match, Elendar was Vanilla Shuffled the Vanilla Shuffled flag set, which is Vanilla Shuffled West and East. They really got randoed by Vanilla Shuffled yesterday.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Patrick dropping that P-bag in the very small spot where even if you, I think that where it is there, even if you clip, you can't get it. So he's gonna have to abandon it. We'll not yet know what our P-bag reward is, but we're gonna see something here from Patrick. Nope, just an extra life.
Trophy cave was just a P-bag for Willard. Neither of them bothering to head for Rauru because Thunder is in there today. Jump is in Rudo, which they don't care much. Well, that one is nicer. You might want this later on.
Yeah, the drops are cursed today. Patrick killing a bat and getting a P-bag that drops directly into the lava. Still have yet to see either runner successfully pick up a P-bag from an enemy.
Glove is in the east, a hint that Willard got, and I don't miss what the trophy is.
Yeah, glove is really one of the only items that they're really looking for a hint for. Spell items could be useful, but reflect probably not required. I'm sure runners would like to see fairy, but palaces are in logic with the key already. I think the only other item that our runners would really be excited about is boots, but not going to be exciting quite yet until they get off of this west.
Red match. Got divergence here. Patrick heading for Parappa. We'll see what Palace is here. that is P4.
Yeah, this is a bit of an interesting decision. Patrick may be putting a lot of value on checking that palace and seeing what it is, knowing if that was GP, that'd be a good thing to know. But only one item up here compared to, basically the rest of the items on West are all sort of in this cluster between Heart Cave, P-Bag Cave, and Medicine Cave down here in the southern section.
Well, we'll see what Stonehenge has. It's the boots, so that is worth a trip, probably. We'll see how much use they get. Depends on the biomes they get clumped with.
Yeah, that could be a huge advantage if WillardJBradley doesn't come check it. I know some runners like to really exhaustively clear the West, but it's somewhat of a meta play in these vanilla overworlds to just check all the easy spots, and then especially if you have the raft at start, just raft away and see what else you can find, because that trip can take quite some time up to the northeast, but we'll see what Willard decides to do.
Yeah, because Parappa and the Island are the two places on Vanilla and Vanilla Shuffled West that can be very annoying, and in Vanilla Shuffled, very hard to actually get to. Vanilla Shuffled can result in some really funky stuff to get there.
Yeah, and if you need 5 or 6 gems, it's sort of I've got the any key, I might as well head there anyway, because I got to start clearing all the palaces. But I forget, was this a 4 or a 5 gemmer? I didn't see. 5 gems. Okay, so yeah, five gems. Little unfortunate for Patrick that he found out that palace was Palace 4, because it's usually the one you're going to try and skip, unless Reflect turns out to be really easy to get.
For sure, that's a cross. Okay, our items of the West: the P-Bag, a small key, the cross, and the boots. One of those is useful, the other 3, not so much.
Yeah.
It does actually look like Willard's heading for Parappa now, so they're just switching places. Or maybe not, never mind.
Yeah, Willard, there is a manipulation you can do there to make it straight through without having to follow the road, but Willard taking a slightly longer route that's only going to cost him a few seconds.
Alright, gonna check out Mido next, before taking the raft hell at some point. Finding Life is here. No fairy, no jump, can't actually get the downstab. They don't have either downstab or upstab. They started with neither of those things today.
Yeah, we'll see if that's easily accessible. It's okay. Willard doing a Bagu.
Smart play with Vanilla Shuffle. With a straight vanilla, you never know if that mountain might have something in it.
Yeah, for sure. That connector could take you somewhere useful, and it's not that long of a trip. But if Willard's taking this routing, I wouldn't be surprised if just because of where he is, he goes and checks that connector across the river before checking the raft tile. I think if he was going to check the raft tile first, he probably would have already done that.
In straight vanilla, it's the 2 caves to Death Mountain and one raft to the east. I think that's just fixed.
Is that fixed? Are they not shuffled connectors?
They are fixed to which continents they are for vanilla and vanilla shuffled. Yeah, so you find P3 or 6 in the swamp here. And yeah, per previous discussion about in a 5 or 6 gemmer, when you have the ending key, you might as well at least poke your head in. This is exactly what Patrick's doing.
Yeah,
With no community rooms, we're gonna find out the hard way what Palaces is.
Yeah. We could get lucky and have a window spotting here, but we're gonna be seeing a lot more rights than we usually do. Without community rooms, that's the only way you can get to the boss. Also, a higher density of drops is another property of the non-community rooms.
Yeah. Magic Jar here for Willard is appreciated. That does make both Thunder and Fire castable, just barely, because they were 67 and 69 in Magic 1.
Hopefully, when he picks it up, we get a sighting here of Fire.
Oh, gonna use Thunder first.
And 200 points from the P-Bag.
Alright, gonna take life 3. That is a glove block.
Yep. Thankfully, he's still got at least one more path he can check.
Yep, heading up and right here. This jump is always finicky. Here we go.
It makes it pretty quickly.
And that is a P6.
And an unfortunate 1-up.
Yep. I think this is a quirk of even the no community rooms where we can still have community item rooms or something, because I think this is a community item room. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it is, but there's still some weirdness with the room decision making. I know there's some questionable bugs / decisions where it's not really sure whether it's intended behavior or not. Yeah, P6 has no windows in vanilla, but with community rooms off, palaces can still have rooms from other palaces. I think with community rooms off, we're just in the V3 style dungeon generation, so you could still see windows even with the vanilla room sets.
Yep. Willard here is in Saria now. I totally missed the spell is, but we'll see what it looks like. It's spell for his personal tracker.
Yeah, it's probably worth picking up.
I'd say so.
It's one of those things where if it's feeling like more of a jet seed and there's not too many more required items, some runners will skip it just because it's just one location and it is a little over a minute to go pick it up. But it looks like Willard is gonna cross the river, and that adds some amount of efficiency. You get a fire spell cast, and it is just shield. And given Patrick's routing here, I think he is likely to be just behind Willard in checking out the remainder of this southwest. He's going to find that this Death Mountain is vanilla. And Willard's gonna take the trek.
Probably hoping for something a little bit different now.
Yeah, he's gonna take the trek. You know, it is a bit of a long trip, but there are 2 items at the end of it. Since he's got his hammer already, and you know, maybe this pass through is important. You never know when the raft is just gonna lead you to Troll Dead End. Though at this point, I don't think either of our runners have checked what the train looks like at the other end of the raft.
They have not, and no vanilla, straight vanilla and vanilla shuffled. Its west is 2 caves of Death Mountain, 1 cave to the east. That's just fixed. So that's not changed. We had a discussion about this yesterday with our vanilla shuffled west and east. That's just fixed.
Yeah.
Zelda.
Oh, but but what does the east look like, right? Is it islands? Is it islands? Is it vanilla? Like that really changes how you consider your routing.
Willard at least is bootsless. He is doing. I would have at least checked to see if it was islands or even a canyon, honestly, east before coming over here. Because islands or canyon east, or regular canyon east to be specific, would be a lot more difficult without a pair of boots.
Yeah.
Because boots are, because islands and the river canyons are fun.
Yeah, canyons can sometimes be pretty okay if they roll in a way where a lot of the land on either side is accessible and you can just cross the river once, do half, cross the river again, do the other half, but sometimes it's just an absolute slog, and sometimes it's a slog just to find out at the end that the boots are required anyway.
Yep. We had a race in Swiss which was decided by one runner finding Bagu to get across Saria because that was your only way across to the one section of a canyon biome, and the other runner just figured he'd eventually find boots or ferry. Turns out both Boots and Fairy were behind going through Saria by way of Bagu.
Yeah, hey, Bagu is 100% in logic. Sometimes he is very required.
Oh yeah.
Here, probably not required, but looks like both of our runners are gonna make the dip into Death Mountain. Patrick may just be picking this spell out and bailing, but I wouldn't be surprised if he at least takes a look at Death Mountain here. He did go get Bagu.
I mean, he hiked over here, so that'd be worth it, because if you came all the way out here, might as well at least look at the biome of Death Mountain before you quit out.
Yeah, especially since he's got boots, so there's a pretty strong chance, not knowing the biome, that it's going to be something that's very accessible. You can check a lot of stuff by way of the water, obviously. That's not going to turn out to be the case, but
it does often is the case, because both islands and regular canyons are easy. Dried canyons are just easy, period. Boots or not.
Yeah, the only Death Mountain that really does not gain significant advantage from boots is unfortunately the one we got.
Yep. All of the others you tend to see at least minor utility. Even things like you might see mountainous biomes at the edges of the map. Sometimes you'll still see boots requirements because mountainous biomes just suck.
Yeah, or even if you get a caldera, just being able to walk straight across instead of walk around the edges is at least a small time save.
Yeah, volcano biomes admittedly don't see much use out of boots. Aries, Spectacle Rock, giving us a heart container, magic charm. What was the yep, and then Trophy was in Hammer Cave, so not the best pair of items.
So yeah, and Patrick has taken the reset here. He's gonna take the raft. So this is gonna be either a big advantage or a big waste of time here from Willard going into Death Mountain.
Yeah, it depends on how much they need that jump spell. Probably not much, but
oh, at our first set of the East, extremely boots required. That's big. Sometimes you look at a bio and you're like, I don't quite know what it is. This might be anything, and it's like a 5-square desert island. It's like, okay, yep.
That is an island biome, everyone. And no, hey, we're also the edge of the map, which is good for navigation purposes, because that Willard ran into an invisible wall there, and then jumped above it.
The one nice thing for Willard is once he's done here with Death Mountain, he's probably going to check that raft right away, and he's not gonna be wasting a bunch of time, looking around and potentially being blocked later. He's going to take that raft, he's going to be like, I need boots, and then immediately turn around and go find them.
Well, the thing is, does he go... yeah, he's probably going to try Baraba before he tries a palace, I'd hope.
Yeah. Plus side, though, Willard, having picked up that trophy, is going to be able to get jump and, I almost guarantee, immediately go straight for the downstab, so bit of a combat advantage.
Oh hey, glove is boots locked, as is, the entire map here, so what a good find for Patrick. He is in a good spot now at this point. Big thing is, where's Fairy gone off to, I suppose, is our main question at this point.
Yeah, oh, there's a River Devil sighting. Great job, River Devil, we believe in you.
Useless as ever on islands. The only River Devil's almost always useless on islands unless you get the rare Bootsless Islands biome that requires you to get past the River Devil to find your boots. And there's GP. Southwestern-ish part of the East. It's really hard to tell where you are relative to anything in an islands biome.
Yeah, I think he's roughly south-central right now.
Might be south-central to southwest-ish, yeah, it's, because there's no clear definition of where the edge of the map is. Typically, Willard did find the eastern edge of the map. I believe he's probably closer to the southern edge. But you never know when there just might be a sneaky island hiding off-site at the bottom or top or left or edge of the map, because that's happened several times. I remember, I think, standard last year, we had a race where where both runners last locationed an island at the very the northeasternmost corner of the map. Both runners just completely skipped a huge island up there it was nowhere near any of the rest, and that was blocking the entire seed for
the best.
hour.
Yeah, the best island biomes are the ones where the boots are up in those tiny little islands in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
You just have to take the one cave that leads you up there, and it's like, okay, thanks.
Yep. Islands are... And even with boots, it's like, where do you go first? Bootsless islands at least keeps you pretty linear, usually, as Willard finds out. Oh, hi! You can see his face get on the commentary page, and he does not look happy.
Yep. And at the very least, on the bright side for Willard, no, he didn't have to go through a lot to find that out. It's like, yep, all right, bye.
Takes a quick walk around to see if he can see anything interesting. Yeah, it's like, yeah, nope, I'm out of here.
And
he's gonna check out the swamp first, see if this is a clearable palace, I guess, which, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, for all he knows, the boots could be in logic, and he does need to clear some palaces eventually, so not an unreasonable decision to start clearing them.
Ferry here in Nukasuto, which is on the same island as GP.
Yeah, and that's going to be pretty much go mode here for Patrick. He's got all the progression items. Patrick with the swag long-range pickup.
I mean, why not?
Yep, that's a completely, almost completely useless trick you can only do here in Nukasuto, But Fairy Spell is the last thing that could possibly be blocking for him. He only needs 5 gems, so he doesn't even need the Reflect spell.
He's located GT, and it's an islands biome. He's not going to have issues there.
Yeah, I think the only potentially required thing he doesn't have is Upstab, and I can't imagine it's going to take him too long to find that. And he's just going to be, 20-minute, pretty much 20-minute go mode is a pretty quick pace, but he's going to have to just make his way in and start clearing everything.
Yeah, 20-minute functional go mode, I suppose, is how to put it.
Yeah, still need to actually find and complete most of the palaces, but
he's got a good and immediate up a go back to the west, clear all the palaces here, never come back.
Yep.
First stop, Parappa. Probably the western map is just not especially friendly towards things.
Yeah, I think first stop for Patrick is probably going to be Downstab.
Oh yeah, Downstab first makes sense, just in case you get because it's going to make life easier for sure.
Yeah, and then probably from there he'll route his way down to Vanilla 3.
Yeah, the Island Palace.
We'll get a sighting of that. And unfortunately,
I believe is going to get glove lock out of 6 in I think the next room here, so he'll at least be out of here.
Yeah, it does suck for him that he could have picked any of the palaces, and once again, I don't think he's made I don't think his routing decisions have been bad. It's just every time there's been a routing divergence between what Willard did and Patrick did, Willard's just got the worst end of it.
It very well could have been that the boots were in Death Mountain and not Parappa. And that's a dead end for Willard, is what it was. Okay, yeah, he's out of here. That's him getting glove locked out.
Got a medicine in the east, but I don't think we're going to see our runners coming back for Life Spell.
Don't think so, especially because I think Patrick's on 6 hearts. He's comfy.
Yeah, they've got quite a number of hearts. We've got 4 lives. Yeah.
6 hearts. Yeah, 6 hearts, 4 lives, 5 gems. So they'll have pretty good levels too. And
with Fire linked to Shield, they've already got a pretty good defensive mana spell anyway.
Yeah, so he's happy. He's not gonna go backtrack for that out of all things. It's still short GP too, so it's not like it's not gonna be, a total slugfest. There's a limit to how much of a slugfest it can be, I guess. Let's put it that way. GP can still suck, of course, so Willard is like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Thanks about 4 and decides, let's go check Stonehenge first before I dive in.
Yeah, for sure. you definitely rather check this first so you can, even if you thought you were definitely going to clear that palace, checking here first means you know whether you need to get the item in the palace or not.
Yep.
But obviously with that being 4, I think both of our runners are going to forget it exists.
Pretty much, because Patrick did not bother to go find the town with reflecting it on the east, which tells me he doesn't want to do it. Parappa is a hike, so not gonna bother.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
I was discussing whether he wanted to route in Parappa earlier than because I forgot it was 4, but yeah, not worth the detour. It's might as well just go do the valley and then just go from there. Honestly, as Willard gets his boots.
Yep, and he's not even gonna consider anything else immediate up A, and he's gonna be some amount behind here, but not terribly far behind.
Could come down to palace routing at this point, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, if Willard happens to find Reflect Spell, just on his trip in the east, and 4 turns out to be really short, that could potentially go in his favor. And of course, GP is GP, but we've got a horse head sighting here.
It was a snooze. It was like 4. It was like Patrick found the dead end, went back down the elevator, took a right, and he done. Basically, I think was his routing.
That is a tough horse head, almost 10 stabs.
Pretty nasty there on attack 3, yeah.
Patrick, nicely, the P-bag drop from the boss gonna let him pick up a double level here.
AVXR, yep. Vanilla West and Islands East. Hard boots locked to Islands East at that. It's fun. Oh yeah, and a straight vanilla Death Mountain. It's a 5-gemmer. The state's not been hot garbage overall, actually. It's just, you had to get your boots out of Parappa to do the seed, and after that, new palaces is basically what it is. They started with a bunch of stuff, so it's actually not been too bad. It's been, solidly average as far as Max Rando goes.
Yeah, and Willard looks like he's...
Yeah, go ahead.
He looks like he's pretty much taking the same routing as Patrick here in the east, so...
Yeah. Finds out he's at the eastern edge of the map, goes south, then goes west, following the edges of the map. Which is a pretty valid way of routing islands, is to find the edge of the map and follow it, more or less, as a reference point.
Yeah, you want to make sure you don't miss a tiny island in the middle of nowhere, and then just gotta make sure you check the center well afterward, but... Yeah, Willard did turn in his trophy to get the jump spell. And so both of our runners have down stab right now. Willard from the jump spell and Patrick from picking up fairy and going back.
Willard will find fairy without difficulty. It's pretty much right next to GP.
Which is pretty much right next to where he is right now.
Yep, so he's fine. Hopefully, so those who have seen people miss things in plain sight before, and then that just feels bad.
So one possibility we might have here is, since Willard already has downstab, he doesn't have as much of a reason to revisit the east here. So there's at least a decent chance we might see Willard, after he picks up all of his fairy spell and other required stuff here in the east. He may stay here in the east and clear out the eastern palaces first.
He's gonna have to backtrack at some point for GP, though, to keep in mind.
Yeah, but it's sort of, yeah, it's not a huge trip either way. But I'm curious to see what our eastern palaces look like.
Yeah, Patrick going past his glove lock room, taking one look at the room beyond it, and decides to turn around. I'm not sure if he saw the dead end roll I saw earlier. I might have lost track of the 6 a bit. Upstab incoming for Willard.
Yeah, did we see Patrick pick up upstab?
I don't think he did.
So that's still a potential difference. I don't
Could
know.
be, yes.
I don't know if either of these runners know the upstab skip, and with community rooms not in logic, the upstab skip is 100% reliable. The upstabless upstab room does not exist.
No. Well, it's not that the community rooms aren't in logic, it's the community rooms don't exist for the
So the only upstab required room we're going to have is the vanilla downstab rooms. Kidnap child on Maze Island.
But they're not doing that. They'll probably find the bridge just to clear the palace, but they won't do anything else in it. Okay, so that's where the Rooney was for Willard. I lost track a little. He's not just wandering a bit. He shouldn't be that far from GP and New Kasuto, but he's currently not quite there.
Yeah, it looks like he went a little more north earlier than Patrick did, and so he's gonna get a sighting of some of these other places, including Palace 5.
P5 in the northern part of things, near Old Kasuto here, which is going to have Reflect. I'd like to buy a vowel. Patrick finding a mini-boss. Rubenak here in 6. Pretty quick fight.
And it's just the pass-through Rebo, not item room Rebo.
Nope. And gets one of these glove-locked rooms.
We've seen quite a number of these, and it's always scary when you've seen that many of them, because you're like, is this a loop? Am I looped here? But nope,
yeah, okay, it looks like Willard's located the Valley of Death, at least. It's what looks to be that's the northern edge of the map. Looks to be northwest. Relative to things. Okay, that's back to the raft tile. Islands are fun.
Yeah, certainly with the boots, a lot more actually fun. Ooh, I love this play from Patrick. We get to see the fire spell used for its intended purpose to screen against those heads.
Hey, why not? Yeah, Willard needs to work his way back down south to find what he needs. He's gonna, cause he is currently not heading to the southwest of the map, which is more or less where he needs to go, as that's a dead end for Patrick. And that's a death for, Willard.
Thankfully, with how accessible most of the world is, from the beginning with the boots and having a pretty open vanilla west, and having so many lives, the cost of deaths is not nearly as great as it could be.
Yeah, for sure. Note as well that Thunder is still 67 at Magic 5 here for Patrick. It has not gone down in cost at all as he takes another lava bath.
Willard has found New Kasuto, so he'll be able to pick up his fairy spell.
Yep.
Interesting, we did not see, I don't think we saw him check the first item here in town. He may figure that with this fairy spell he's in go mode, and so he just doesn't need to check it.
I mean, that's awesome.
Okay, I see he's just doing the vanilla speedrunning where you start at the back of the town and work your way to the front.
Yeah, that works too. Gonna get a heart container for his troubles. He does have one extra bar of magic over Patrick. Not sure how much it'll ultimately matter, but it is something. Will not get him an extra cast of Thunder, though. Thunder is ridiculously expensive at 67. If they want to cast it twice, they're going to have to take the cost down, but who knows if it will.
Yeah, at least it's castable. Sometimes these seeds can be really nasty with, we've definitely seen races this tournament decided by one runner just not being able to cast Thunder at even fairly high magic levels due to lack of containers, but the containers are definitely flowing here.
Yeah, Trails the man himself lost the race to that in Swiss, just not having enough magic jars because Thunder was just stupidly expensive.
Yes, I mean, sometimes it's a Max Rando can rando you out for any reason. As we see Patrick stabbing away at attack 4 here on Barba, and it's taking some time.
Barba's being a bit of a tank.
Yeah, I think Barba might be a little higher. Attack 4 might. I think it just attack 4 is a little low, but it just takes a long time, even vanilla.
Yeah. And Willard decided he's gonna go through the valley. I mean, he's here, why not, basically?
Yeah, I mean, he knows that he's got to clear all but one of the palaces, and at this point, with pretty much any runners are going to be like, well, I'm not doing 4, so.
Alright, 6 is done for Patrick. That was a bit of a slog, honestly. It took about 3 or 4 dead ends, and a good couple of lava baths, but is done with it. And that's Nuppe. Probably going to take that raft to the east now, if I had to guess. Because he can't exactly do 4 without that reflect that he...
Willard had to take a death to recover his magic for these fairy feats, but still 2 lives left. Shouldn't be too much of a problem for him to make it through.
Yeah. Use maybe 1 life here in the cave and have 1 left to get through. 456 and 434 right now, but Patrick does have 2 gems over Willard 0 as he finds P2 in the valley. Which means that P3 has found itself in the Maze Island today. Patrick's gonna go figure out where that valley is, and then locate some of the others. Airbomb! How is some of the map vanilla and some not? Oh, there's the bridge. And that's a very nicely placed palace, right by the start, with no encounters. Perfect!
Yeah, I love this this tile set from on Willard's side. This like black background, all gray bricks. It feels very old school.
It does. I like this rich reddish purple on Patrick's side. My ability to name colors is currently not having a fun time with that. Burgundy?
Reddish purple is good. I'm not not an expert on colors myself.
Yeah, it's not murder on the eyes for either side, which is a big win in and of itself.
Right.
Yes.
As long as it's not hot pink or like impossible to see red, it's a win in my book.
And they both have solid black backgrounds. Which is nice too, as that's a very fast helmet for Willard, both to get to and to beat. Yeah, to a question in chat, why are some things vanilla and others not? It's Max Rando, so everything can be randomized, including getting vanilla maps, since Zelda 2 Randomizer is unique among all Zelda randos, in that it has true map randomizer, so you can get different themes for said map randomizer, ranging from completely and totally vanilla to very much not vanilla. So our Western Continent and our Death Mountain are both completely vanilla layouts, and then the Eastern Continent's got an islands theme going on, appropriately named the Islands biome. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, Islands is definitely the swiggiest biome. Either it's very easy with the boots or annoying to impossible without.
No, easy is relative with the boots.
Yeah. Low on encounters, at the very least. And we have Patrick's making work of these palaces already on to his 3rd boss, gonna kill himself a Rebo.
Yeah, Willard decided he's gonna check out 4 here. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, like per previous discussion, islands biomes can still suck. Because they're difficult to decide where you want to go. It's hard to tell where you are relative to anything else in the map. And we've seen plenty of races where people just miss one island in the absolute middle of nowhere to find their progression. You get a continental connector, an item cave, or a palace. It's fun sometimes.
Yeah, this could for sure be Willard's chance to catch up if this P4 ends up being a real quick one. It's going to give him a big advantage because Patrick has pretty much already cemented a route that means he's just not even going to try and do P4.
Oh yeah, Patrick is definitely leaving 4 behind.
Because if he did feel like doing 4, then 6 definitely would have led the palace he skipped instead, and he already went there and did it. Unfortunately, yeah. Not even. I mean, he's only on 590 to his next level. That P-bag theoretically could have still been useful, but just a dinky 50 points, and he's on his way out.
Got ourselves a lighter yellow-green on Patrick's side now.
Yeah, this is just ugly. It's not offensive on the eyes, but I'm not a fan.
It's just not good, I guess is the way to put it. It's too green to be called gold colored. It's not olive. It's just I guess, pea green's a good word for it, Zero.
It almost feels like 2 colors that don't go together. I'm not sure how much of that is Patrick's video settings or how much of that is the actual palette, but 3 different rights on this elevator for Patrick. This is going to be a rough one.
P3, or maybe not.
Oh! Or he'll guess the right one immediately.
Because, P5 can be a bit of a troll, but this one's fine. Yes, it is. I should have never had that kebab last night, green. You are correct. This is a less than great shade of green. To those who are relatively new to Z2R, welcome to Z2R Restreams. We do math, talk about interior decorating, and get lost.
Yeah, not so much on the lost this time, but good strong interior decorating, and once again, unfortunate math for Patrick. He's finished the last couple dungeons just a little bit short of being able to pick up a double level. Looks like with attack. That's interesting.
Attack and Magic 6, both the same cost, is quite odd. Yeah.
Yeah, and he decided to go with the magic instead of the attack.
Hoping to make Thunder and Fairy more cheaper, perhaps, as we've got a Carrot for Willard.
Yeah, it could pay off, but we'll see a menu check in just a bit here. I mean, he's going to be able to get the attack anyway as he works his way to finding Palace 2, but...
Yeah. And he's going to pick up Upstab here. He's in the area, why not? Going to get a heal. And this will be Willard's second gem once he goes and gets a bit more experience. Speaking of doing math, Willard is currently 350 points off that level. Hopefully this Iron Duck will corroborate. Well, that's 100. Better than nothing. Yeah, Z2R, where we do addition and subtraction as well as some multiplication, and, well, each magic bar is 16 points. Have fun with math! So your base 4 magic jars gets you 64 points of magic, 2 jars gets you, 5 jars gets you 80, 6 jars gets you 96, 7 jars 112, and 8 jars is 128.
Yeah, and the math could be important sometimes when you're in GP and you're like, can I cast the shield spell? Wow, Dripper sighting. Oh, blue Iron Knuckles and the Drippers, but only 70 points.
Yeah, it will be enough for Willard, but it does feel bad. You have to kill 3 of these for it if you want to do it here.
Yeah, that is a min roll on these blue Iron Knuckles. Very sad, because he's going to have to kill 2 more of them to pick up this level.
Yeah. Math, everyone, because he's 90 points short and these are only 70. And he's just gonna find something easier for the last 20, maybe.
Oh.
Nope, there's another one.
One
Alright,
dripped on the way out. So he's gonna. Wow. Okay. He was just picking up XP so that he can use the gem to get attack 5 here.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Patrick using shield while a fairy to get through this encounter. Fairy feet I know is tough, and I think Patrick sometimes has issues with it, so it's just gonna do it the vanilla way. Fair enough.
Oh, let's see if he can make it through on the vanilla route. No. Okay.
No.
Yeah, no, fairyless vanilla route in these encounters is extremely. I am not sure I have ever done that.
It's
certainly
tough.
Not in the dark.
Okay, does get the next 2 fairy feats in a row, as I say that he sometimes has trouble with them, so nicely done. Chat commenting, comms reported for him turning the game into a weapon of math instruction. Weapon of math instruction. That's a new phrase on me, but yes, math is fun.
Back in the 80s, we did all our math by hand. No, calculators on your phones and whatnot. We did math in our head and on paper, and I was gonna say I liked it, but that might be going a bit overboard.
I think I was some of the last one. You know my exact age. You have a pretty solid idea of my exact age, Elandar, since we were discussing some things just before their race, but I am towards the tail end of those to learn how to do math before the advent of phones, basically. I learned at least the basic maths without a phone, so by the time I got into the most advanced math courses, phones were pretty much a fixture of life.
Yeah, we, video games teaching us to do math and whatnot used to be, the excuse we gave to parents and administrators and everyone else in the world that the video games we were playing all day were actually very valuable for our education. It was important.
I unfortunately had no such luck with parents. They hated video games, and my brothers got me into it by way of Flash games, more or less. As you can probably tell, I am one of the youngest members in the Z2R community, substantially younger than the original game. I'll say that much. But my parents really hated video games, so I did not have a console until I was old enough to purchase one with my own money, and that ended up being a Nintendo Switch for various reasons. Still have that Switch right now. It's quite fun. I haven't played it in a little bit because life caught up to me, but that aside, I had to hide it from my parents too, because if they had found the Switch, I would have gotten the worst lecture of all time.
Yeah. Interesting decision by Patrick here to walk out of Death Mountain. I think it might have been faster just to take the reset and raft over. Maybe, though, the bridge is like just to the left of this island, to be fair. Yeah, it's probably a coin flip either way.
Yep. Where is he going?
He's going to GP.
He's been to the island. I was thinking he was going to... I think he was going to Maze Island, but no, he's already done that. Brain fart, that would be why. GP I think is a toss-up, but for some reason I thought GP was on Maze Island. More of a coin flip.
We may have missed an upstep pickup, but I don't think I saw him pick it up. Did he get it? Okay. I know Willard had picked it up, but okay, so here we are. It's 46:35 on the gate up.
46:35, as Willard is about to place this gem in P1. That'll be his third. And let's see how ugly this GP is. Immediate curtain room here. Not the nasty Pits 1 variant, though I think it's a community room, so that's nice.
This just a quick check. This flag set still has Thunderbird required on a shuffle, right?
Yep.
Okay. I know at least some of our bracket flag set potentials have required Thunderbirds in them, but this is we're back to the traditional any room could be it. Although with only vanilla rooms, obviously we're not going to see any down or up Dark Links.
Yep, Chicken Knight's out in force here today. Nice save.
Yep. And it looks like that Magic 6 did actually put a significant dent in the cost of Fairy, if I am seeing that correctly.
Pair of whole bunch of elevators in a row. Gonna take it all the way to the bottom and head right.
See if Patrick can get the jump here. Although, he does get the 50-50 on the jar. Saying there is a community room where sometimes you don't have to cast Fairy there, but that is obviously off. But he does get the 50-50 on the jar and the cast, so he can be at full magic coming out of this. Very nice.
Very nice indeed. Gonna deal with one of these fun Grumble Bridge rooms. Let's see if there's any horrendous enemies in it. Not too bad. Just a spicy chicken at the end, but none on the bridge.
Yeah, spicy chicken a lot better than a bird knight there. Bird knights can be very tricky to get past.
Yeah, because in a confined space like that, it's hard to avoid them. Speaking of avoiding them, that one does suicide fairly conveniently. Yep, get that upstairs, get that one up, sorry. It doesn't seem like the flags and brackets made to make it easier. Not necessarily. Community rooms can make it. The lack of community rooms can make things in some ways nicer, but it can also make things a lot harder to navigate because you're gonna see a lot more repeats without community rooms.
Yeah.
I think we saw, like, in that one big elevator shaft, I think we saw two of the same elevator. I think both had a blue chicken knight in them, so I was wondering if I was seeing double for a second, but nope, it was distinct ones.
Yeah, Patrick was able to get a Thunder on Thunderbird, but immediately taking a hit. He's just gonna come in clean at full life.
Thunder looking to still be pretty miserably expensive on Magic 6.
Doing a pretty good job getting 3 hits per cycle, but a little bit of a blip here in his pattern, but good reset.
T-Bird taking a... well, that's a death, but T-Bird is doing a decent amount of damage with attack 6 here.
Yeah. Beer, I may have commentary cursed Patrick a little bit there as soon as I say something, but looks like with Shield Spell and Life 6, he can afford to take 4 or 5 fireballs here, so should get it this time.
Yeah, and this is a bit of an annoying background. Anything other than solid black can be kind of awful. His backgrounds can either be solid black, or they can be one of any of the brick patterns combined with the outlines of the palace color. So here we've got the gray palace. So the palace itself is a medium gray, and then the outlines of the background bricks are gray, but the background bricks have a different pattern from the main bricks. There's a couple different patterns you can get, and these are 2 different ones. There we go, T-Bird's down. Yeah, Willard needs more magic levels. He's looking for power leveling here. With this gem, he'll be able to use all that experience, which is in the mid-2000s, to just level up magic a whole bunch and probably take Life 6 as well. Yeah, but at this point, the race is probably over. Willard is doing 6, which is a bit of a slog today. To be fair, he was in here already, so it wasn't as bad a place as it normally would be, because he's already seen a decent amount of it, but 6 is still a 6, as Patrick walks right into a spicy chicken.
Oof.
And yeah, just the late boots, I think, have been more or less what's just biting Willard in the rear today.
Yeah, just there were 2 big decisions at the beginning where Patrick did that early check of Parappa and Willard did that clear out of Death Mountain, and one of those turned out to be hard required and the other turned out to be useless.
It could have gone either way, and it just so happened that Patrick picked the right one and Willard picked the not-so-right one. As that's another death for Patrick, having dealt with some more chickens. Krista would love this GP. Chickens galore. Loved. And now we've got the Eon drop to add extra fun.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Patrick take it with him. Oh, well, he's going to take it now.
Because that's a dead end.
Yeah, it's always a big gamble to take drops when you...
Because you can't go back.
Yeah, when you're... And especially, if you feel like you might be behind, then maybe you take it just because you really want to gamble, but from Patrick's perspective, he's got to figure that he's done pretty decently this seed, bounced up quickly, no major mistakes, and yep, here's Darklink.
Yep, just past the Eon drop. Take the Eon drop, go right, and you're done. Or go
Eon
down,
would approve.
Yep, Eon, this race is so named after Eon because she won the race by doing, taking that drop. Alright, and GG is Patrick taking the win, going to move to winners finals here with a time of 53:55. Willard seeing the dot done and deciding to dot quit. Don't blame him. So yeah, Ellen, I believe you have to poof out. And hey Patrick, GG's. Willard will not be joining us for an interview.
Hey, thanks. Sorry to hear that, but that was a fun one. Good game to Willard.
Yep, this was an interesting one. Very early, oh hi, thanks for the boots, block east. Had a snicker at that raft placement.
Yeah, fortunately the boots weren't hard to find, I didn't think. I don't remember where they were.
They weren't that hard to find, but there was pretty much the main difference between you guys and the one that decided the race, honestly, was Willard went to, you did Parappa, he did Death Mountain.
Ooh, yeah, that could do it. It seemed like we had so much stuff I didn't feel it, and once I got the hint for the glove, it seemed like Death Mountain was worth skipping. So. Yeah,
like you went to Parappa before going south, basically in the west. He just skipped Parappa and went south, which is fair. Parappa's a bit long. It's one item there versus a whole bunch in the south. And then but it could have gone either way ultimately there. It was like a 50-50 probably between Parappa versus Death Mountain for those boots, and you happened to pick the right one, and then,
Yeah, that's how it goes with the randomizer. Just get
much.
Lucky sometimes.
And you cleared Palaces earlier too, which held the levels in the sword. He's only now doing Barba for his 4th gem. He beat P1 at about the same time as you getting into GP.
Okay. I felt like I think I just hit everything in the right order by chance, and just it all flowed really smoothly. Like I got Fairy, was able to go back with the glove, clear out the 2 palaces on the west, and then just kind of circled the east and found Maze Island conveniently. So yeah, it was no real hang-ups, just the way I happened to find things.
Yeah, well, it's actually not found that cave to bridge to Maze Island. Oh no, Willard! He was still fighting Barba after the dot quit, and he game overed at the exact same time as Barba died, and that isn't official. I'm done.
I think that's fair.
Because he game over. He was jackhammering Barba for the kill, and as Barba died, so did he, and that was a game over. Ouch. Yeah, and overall, I'd say though it was a pretty average to Max Rando seed, 5-gemmer, but you had almost everything, and the map wasn't that terrible, all things considered.
Yeah, I was only really concerned about Grand Palace given the flags. Just with the community, without community rooms, it gets so same and same.
Yeah.
But this one wasn't too bad. I just had a couple rooms in a row that made me wonder if I was in a loop, and unfortunately I never was.
Yeah.
So.
As it can definitely be that, but this was overall, just your average, regular old seed. Do the thing, beat the game, you're done.
Yeah, there's not much to say. It's just, yeah, standard seed, it felt like.
Yeah, more or less, one less gem than usual, but that was about it. We did, in fact, had something of a god route, and cleared things out pretty efficiently. That piece, you guys both did P6 fairly early, like to see what the item was there, just because, you got there, it's a palace on a 5-gemmer, might as well take a peek. And we're both like, yep, we're left locked out of here, I think it was, and bailed. Yeah. Well, what else to say? GG's, you get winners finals next.
Fun. I get to rematch Trails, and I'm 0-2 in tournaments with them, so fun.
Trails is definitely a tough opponent, as always. One of the veterans of the community, previous Max Rando champion, hoping to get that title back. So good luck versus him.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for talking about the race, and I guess I'll
Yeah.
see you around.
Yep, and we'll wish Willard luck as well. He's gotten clunked with Cooper in losers now.
Yeah, there aren't any easy matches anymore.
No, there are not, because besides Trails, Cooper, and Cooper, the other side of losers quarters is Level and Mirai.
Yeah, it's
Lots of fun.
ugh, no good room or no good places.
Nope, it's gonna be a fun end to the tournament, and yeah, thanks for joining, thanks for racing, thanks for letting us restream you, and good luck next round.
Hey, thanks. Have a good night.
Night. So let's give our runners a shout outs. Pat Willard, J. Bradley, and BKPKT Patrick. Shout outs also to my co-com Elendar. And to our to our tracker, we've also got a cheeseburger party today on the Clickety Clack. This will be it for us here today. Speaking of Eon, who that drop room is named after there at the end, we're gonna go over and rate her. She's doing some Zelda 2 Famicom Disk System 100% all keys runs, practicing for Retrothon, so let's see how she's holding up. And thanks for watching, all. Before I forget, let's actually check the ZSR schedule. Tomorrow we've got at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. We've got the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Random Settings League Season 4 Swiss Round 5 between Riley and Melrose. It'll be on ZSR 2 because at 2 Eastern tomorrow we've got the link to the past Randomizer Old Dungeons Key Sanity Tournament Grand Finals Game 2 between Gamachu and Humbug. And you guys will also get to hear me chat some more at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow on the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Freaky Friday race. That'll be it for us. Let's see how Ian's holding up, and have a good night, all. We'll see you next time.